Hi guys, and welcome back to the Citadel with me, Daniel M. This week we are continuing our coverage of our driver versus car tournaments, where five of us got together, all brought a deck, stuck them in the middle of the table, and rolled dice. And then each round we re-rolled the dice and played a different deck each round. You got 5 points for winning a match, and you got 3 points if your deck won a match. This is we've got Paul Geddes on the left hand side playing a Greyjoy to watch deck, and on the right hand side we have got Ben playing the Lannister watch deck that you saw me play in the previous video. So interesting matchup, both with the banner of the watch, so we'll probably have a lot of attachments flying around in this video, and we'll see. Greyjoy watch, I doubt it's playing the wall. It's probably likely taking the Night's Watch as kind of a efficiency package, maybe using the Craven, fishing nets, milk to just invalidate characters in a similar way that you might use the Martel attachments. As if you Craven a character, they can't attack, you can then stealth past them so they can't defend. So it's just invalidating their board more efficiently with your stealth. So the attachments do work negatively against something like the Raiding Longship, but I think Greyjoy are reaching a point where they don't necessarily just need to use their go first tech if they take a nice banner. So it could be interesting. You get some quite efficient characters. Aemon helps you with claim even more because you've got all the saves, and then you've got Aemon as well. Maybe you've got Ranging Party is just an efficient card. Craven. Reducers have got the intrigue icon that you're missing. You get Dolorous Ed to jump into defend intrigue challenges so you don't lose your hand quite so quickly. Nice little package there. Anyway, so setup. Ben on the right hand side has got Jaime, Reducer, and a King's Road. And on the left we have got a Night's Watch Reducer, a Steward of the Wall, Drowned God Priest, the 3-cost Bicon with 2 strength, but gives all Drowned Gods +1 strength, so he's 3 strength because he affects himself, and a Theon. So lovely little setup there for both sides. The kind of two ends of the spectrum of setups that you see quite regularly post First Snow. You got the big guy and a Chud to protect him from the marched, plus the economy, versus a 4-cost character who's not going to be bounced by First Snow, plus some more Chuds. I think Ben has the advantage because of that King's Road and the Lannister Reducer, while Paul's Reducer is his out of faction Reducer, so probably less likely to get the same utility out of him. First plots. Paul opening with a Heads on Spikes, which is quite nice, going to affect Ben's hand quite negatively and also control initiative. This is where you really want King Balon's Solar, which is the 0-cost location which is coming up, which gives you a gold every time you win initiative. And Ben has revealed Calm over Westeros. Going to choose Military Claim. Let him stabilise. Ooh, getting a Ranging Party. So it is a non-unique character, so Ben doesn't have to worry about not being able to play more of them. But Paul has got the 2 power, so maybe going to try and get an early rush off. And if Ben can't get the wall, he may struggle. If you couldn't tell from my last video, I really like this Lannister watch deck, with a few changes, of course, Paul. But I think he's made it's a really good, nice little combo. I think it's they go really well together. So have to see what happens in this video. Both just contemplating their hands now. I feel like a golf commentator. He's walking up to the tee, bracing, contemplating, takes an initial swing, moves the 2 gold and plays a fishing net. And it's a fishing net on Jaime. Not necessarily the best target for a fishing net. I'll talk you through the thought process here. Jaime is an offensive character. You want to be going first with him, and you want to use him to attack for the military, and then maybe attack for the intrigue. If he can't defend, that's not really a huge issue, because if you're going second, you're probably not going to use him to defend anyway, because if you use him to defend, he has to kneel, which means you can't then use him twice offensively. Like if you're going first, you use him on the military and then you defend with him, fine. But if you're going second, you're probably not going to defend with Jaime anyway. So that fishing net, I think, maybe removing an important decision point from Ben. If instead he'd saved the fishing net and put him on a different character, say if Ben gets Tywin out, and then he fishing nets Tywin, so Tywin can't defend, Ben would be forced to choose to defend with Jaime. So, therefore nullifying his ability. So, basically that fishing net is potentially maybe ill-used, but I understand the principle of, oh, Jaime, I've got a card that negatively impacts a character, let's put it on him. But maybe not the best situation. And he gets out a King's Road, set up for next turn, and an Iron Mine, so he doesn't have to worry about a claim. And I think that's a Throwing Axe on Theon. Little spicy bit of tech there. That Throwing Axe basically means that I'm going to stealth past someone, and if you defend with someone else but I still win, then that person's going to die. And Tywin hits the board. So comment I made about the fishing net unfortunately stands. What? Oh, I think Paul was just asking the person who made the deck about the Throwing Axe, how it works. Oh, milking Theon. So Theon's been taking some drugs. It's kind of understandable considering the what happens to him. Snip, snip. I think I'd be drawn to drugs after that. Anyway, Paul is going to be quite offensive, do a chudly little intrigue challenge. While he does have some economy set up there, Ben has got 2 of his best characters out on the board, and he's got some claim. So Paul might be in trouble, because while this might be a Lanny Watch deck, at the minute it's just playing like a good Lannister deck. So Tywin giving him all the money, and Jaime going to get off multiple challenges, and he's got some chud there to kill off. And Paul doesn't even have his stealth anymore. So what's he going to do? Ben is going to let that intrigue challenge go unopposed. Paul now sitting on 3 power and going to take another card out of Ben's hand. Oh, and hitting the wall. So that means that that power gain option is out of Ben's hand, and I think the deck might be only running 2 walls, if I remember correctly. So Ben is going to have to just drag this game out, I think, and try and win some other way. Going to do a challenge with Theon. Again, this is quite an offensive Greyjoy watch deck. That's interesting. Ben defending it even though there was no claim. Interesting. And passing. So Ben is going to do military with Jaime. She's going to go unopposed, of course. No reactions, and get unopposed power. Killing off Paul's chud, and getting the renown. So tied for power now. Gonna do an intrigue for 5. Hopefully, I'm supposed to probably tempt Paul to kneel out that Priest of the Drowned God. Because if he defends this, Jamie will win anyway, and then Ben will be able to get unopposed power with the Lannisport merchant. I think Paul has to let this go unopposed, let him get the unopposed, and then prevent him from winning the power challenge. Very nice. Yep, and Dolores Ed comes out and is going to defend. Priest of the Drowned God defends as well. Very nice. Really like that Dolores Ed in the banner deck. Really good. Paul just double checking the timing, obviously, because he's not played the with these cards before. So just checking about the timing of putting him into play, and then also declaring more defenders. Just making sure the window doesn't close on declaring defenders by playing him. But no, it doesn't. He's fine. Oh! Playing Dolores Ed for free, obviously, but choosing not to bounce him back to hand. I can kind of understand his board is a bit weaker than Ben's, but I really do like returning Dolores Ed to your hand to always have him as that surprise, bounce him in and out, prevent him. I mean, I know Lannister Watch isn't going to be playing a lot of stealth, but means he can't be stealth past. Oh, no, and he is. He's going to bounce him back to hand. Sorry. Okay, I just missed it, obviously. Hold on to him as another trick, which is quite nice. So, what are we expecting this next round? Ben, I can't remember if the Lanny Watch deck is playing a Building Orders, but maybe a Building Orders. Try and search out that other copy of the wall. Probably unlikely to find it though. So maybe just, I don't know, just keep pushing. Something a bit aggressive, I think, from Ben would work quite nicely here for him. Hits and spikes, that's quite aggressive. And hits Paul's Summer Harvest. So Paul is going to have 6 gold from his plot card and then the King's Road. And Ben might hit one of the characters in his hand that Paul was hoping to play out. Paul really going to shuffle it up because he does something he doesn't want to get here. Oh! And Benjen. Benjen is placed in the dead pile. He does not die. He's placed in the dead pile, and Ben gets 2 power. Now, I know that Paul has another copy of Benjen in his hand. So that has really scuppered his plans. That was what he really wanted to get done this turn. So he is not happy about that. Oh dear. So, what are we going to see next? Beginning of second round, we've got 2 power for Paul on the left, and Ben is sat on 7. So I obviously was talking shit when I was saying Lannister can't gain power, because Jesus, flying ahead there on power gain. Very nice. Keep getting renowned there. A few more unopposed challenges. Really going to bounce himself up. Really got control of the board, and I'm going to use the King's Road to get out Asher. So that's the stealth that Paul probably really wanted. Going to be able to do military, stealthing Tywin. But then Ben does have 6 gold this turn, so he's going to be able to play out quite a bit himself if he wants to. What is he going to do? Paul looks like he's holding on to maybe 1 gold? Having played out the Great Kraken. Ben gets his 6. What is he going to play out? Whoa! Cards right in the face. Saw a Euron there. That's very nice. I imagine Paul was probably hoping for something with a bit higher gold so he could play Euron out. But probably quite glad that he didn't hit the heads on spikes hit his Euron as well. But oh well. What are we going to see from Ben this turn? Gonna play Red Cloaks, so a bit more claim there. And boost them once each phase, and then they get plus X strength, with X is the number of gold on them in injury challenges. So lovely little card, like it. It's unfortunate they came out at the same time as First Snow. Really hampered them when they first came out, but I really like them. Two good icons. Ooh, and a ranging party. And Ben is going to hold on to 1 gold. Suggesting that he's going to want to hold on to it for the Red Cloaks, but you never know. Might have some other tricks in his hand. Ben's board now looking a little bit intimidating against Paul's. 3 good characters. Paul has got a Milk Theon, and a Nightmares on Asher. Now that is a little bit harsh. Attaching the Nightmares there just to remind them that she's blank. What? There was no way Asher was getting to stand up though, because whoever she stealthed for the military or the power, there was someone else who was going to be able to defend anyway, and defend and win between the ranging party and Tywin. So saying no to Asher, maybe a little bit of a waste. He probably could have just defended with Tywin or the ranging party and just got away with that. Got his 2 challenge off with Jaime and whoever else was left. Paul being quite aggressive here, doing a challenge with the Priest of the Drowned God. Personally, I'd be, after that Nightmares, be a little bit tempted to sit back, play a bit cautiously, not let Ben get too much unopposed power, because otherwise, if he gets enough unopposed, he is going to really kind of rocket ahead this turn, making it quite hard for Paul to come back into the game. Unopposed? Oh no, defending with Tywin. And Ben getting another round. Is Paul going to do anything else? If he can force the ranging party to kneel out, it'll stop Ben doing a power challenge. And doing that by doing a challenge with Asher. So that's quite nice. Either has to... Yeah, so we're going to defend the ranging party to prevent Asher from getting power. And I think doing military with Theon there. Ooh, defending with the gold cloaks. Ooh, reaction. I'm pretty sure Paul could have triggered the throwing axe there. If he'd done the throwing axe, would have killed the gold cloaks and killed the judge. That's how it works, isn't it? Well, never mind. Getting his challenges. Using Iron Mines to save Priest the Drowned God because he needs to solidify his board, but Ben has now rocketed up to 10 power. So really flying ahead there with just really good Lannister cards. Playing it very differently to the way that you saw me play this deck, and this is how you see the way people play a deck really makes a difference. A deck can always be good in different hands, but the way it's played can really make a difference. Nightmares obviously goes. Everyone stands up. If that is a throwing axe on Theon, and I'm pretty sure it is, I think missing that trigger really hurt him there, because if he'd managed to trigger it to kill off the Red Cloaks, yes, Ben still has better character quality than him, but he's also in a situation where, unless he gets more chud out, he's going to have to start killing really good characters. And obviously with the smaller boards, Asher's stealth is going to be much more impactful. So that actually could have been quite a key turning point in this game if he'd been able to apply a lot of pressure this turn. What are they going to reveal for plots? Oh, Counting Coppers versus a Clash of Kings. So Ben is hoping to just really press ahead this turn and try and dominate. He is now sat on 11 power with winning dominance. Paul is stuck on 2. Has he drawn anything with counting coppers that's going to really help him? Neither player has got any economy out, so Paul is just stuck on that 2 economy. Drawing up. We do know he has got Euron in his hand, so he could have played Euron out this turn if he'd gone for a economy plot, but maybe he doesn't have any other big economy plots. Getting a throwing axe on Asher as well, getting a dupe on her. So managing to play out at least 2 cards, which is quite nice. Got 1 gold left. Is he going to do anything? He hasn't drawn any economy. Would have probably thrown it down if he had. That dupe of Asher is going to save his board state, but unfortunately not going to save his power gain. Paul debating that 1 gold quite intently. Obviously got some competing ideas about what he wants to do with it. And really torn, obviously. What is he going to do? Oh, it's obviously a tough decision. So, game I think is currently Ben's to lose. Despite losing the wall to that heads on spikes early, he has managed to, as I said before, utilise those good Lannister cards. It's one of the reasons why Lannister works so well with a banner, because they have just good cards, and with a banner you can add some spice. So like Lannister Dragon, you add an extra aggro spice. With the Watch, you add a power gain element. With Kraken, you add saves and stealth to again be quite aggressive. If you do Lannister Tyrell, you can add rush to your deck with the Renown and Lady Sansa's Rose. If you go Lannister Sun, you can add control elements. You can kind of add kind of aggressive and some slight kind of icon control elements. So every banner to Lannister is just good cards with some spice. It can make them a little bit boring, but actually they still just let you do a lot of different things. Quite toolboxy in that way. Not toolboxy in the sense that they've got like lots of draw and everything like Tyrell's, but toolboxy in the sense of with them as a main house you can then do a lot of different things. And Ben getting out some chuds and paying a gold to make those red cloaks strength 4 in intrigue challenges now. Oh! And he has a challenges action, which is to Nightmares Asher. And Paul did spend that gold on an Iron Mines. So Asher Nightmares yet again. This is, I think, probably a nail in the coffin here. He could have military stealthing Tywin if she hadn't been Nightmares, but then Ben would have just defended with the ranging party. Yeah, I think unfortunately for Paul, he's not in the best situation. I think Ben just making more jokes about random cards that he's found in the deck, just to draw on them that feel a little dead. But as I said, it's the different flavour that different people like to add to their decks. It really tests your ability to kind of figure out the thought process behind it, and actually it's a great way to get deck feedback. So obviously we have a Northampton meta discussion page, but we also I would encourage people that if you want feedback on your deck, don't just show someone your deck, make them play your deck, because when you play someone else's deck you will draw a card and you'll go, why is this in here? What are you doing with this? And the person who built the deck might have a very valid reason, but by questioning it, you make them justify it, and you make them think about why they're building it. So I give people a hard time about cards I see in their decks and that I might disagree with, but the reason I do that is to push them to think about, why is that card in your deck? Is there a valid reason aside from, I like the card? Does it synergize with what you want to do? If it doesn't, it shouldn't be in your deck. Yes, you may like the card, yes, it might be amazing, but if it doesn't synergize with your deck, if it isn't efficient in what you're trying to do or what your deck is weak at and therefore trying to prop up that weakness, why is it there? And getting someone else to play your deck is a great way to get someone to help you figure that out. Paul just trying to math out what he can do in this round. Is there any way he can kind of draw Ben away from the win? Ben on 11 power. If he gets Renown on Jaime, Renown on Tywin, wins a power challenge, and win Dom, he's won. But and that's not even with any unopposed. So Paul has to leave all his characters. So Paul has to do nothing. And I think Ben still wins because Ben can do the 3 challenges and win with the characters he's got and still win dominance. So I don't think there's anything Paul can do here. If you think there is, please leave a comment below, guys. And if there are certain points in this game when you think things should have been done differently, then let me know. Paul thinking about being quite aggressive, kneeling out both Asher and Theon. He's going to do a massive power challenge, try and steal some power. Big power challenge, try and pull Ben away from the win. But unfortunately, by swinging with all 3, going to defend with 7, 11 with those 2. And unfortunately still has the character standing to get 3 challenges of his own. So he's going to get his Renown there. Oh, he steals one with the Clash of Kings. So yeah, steal 1 and gets Renown on Tywin. Oh dear. So Ben is now on 13. All he needs is 2 challenges. That's game, because he can do all 3. There's nothing Paul could do about that there. If you've got any feedback for Paul on how to play the game, if you've got any questions about the deck, please just comment below. Thanks for joining us, guys. I think we've got at least another video, but I might be maybe 2 more after this one in our driver versus car. After this, I'm pretty sure the next videos I will be bringing you will be from the UKTC. So I'll see you next time with some more of this, and I'll see you next Tuesday. Bye!